It's a pretty obvious statement, but great instrumentals in hip hop are so damn important. A great beat can elevate great rapping to the next level and create an amazing atmosphere that really absorbs you into the music. But sometimes this doesn't happen. Sometimes a rapper is given an absolute blessing of an instrumental, and what they do with it ends up making it feel more like a missed opportunity than anything else. So today, I'm gonna be sharing with you a few songs where I feel like rappers wasted great beats that they were given for a variety of reasons. This is CDTVProductions. And let's talk about when rappers waste a great beat.
You ain't really ready. Girl, why you never ready? For as long as you took, you better look like Halle Berry.
If you've never listened to this song yourself, you're probably questioning why the hell it's here. It sounded good in the snippet I played, right? Jay was flowing over it nicely, he sounded good. But who the hell decided this song should be 56 seconds long? It doesn't even have a slow fade out or anything to show you that the track is coming to a close. The beat is slapping ass and taking names. Jay-Z is doing the same, and then it literally just stops. Like, just flat out stops so abruptly. And what we're left with is a snippet. A snippet of what could have been an amazing and replayable track over this dark, sparkling Mike Will Made It and Marz instrumental, if it just had even one more minute or so to its runtime. It's not even like Jay-Z raps for the full 56 seconds either. 15 seconds of that is a build-up of the instrumental to open the track up. It is a song that leaves you wanting more, but not even really in a good way, because it leaves you wanting so much more that I personally rarely ever come back to it. There is a way to make incredibly short tracks work, for sure, but I don't think taking what is a very typically structured rap song and just cutting it off early for no real reason is the way to do that. I'm sure for some people, the short length makes the track more replayable for them, and I can see that, but for me personally, it's just too frustrating to revisit often.
I get free J's every week and I don't wear no Vans. I'm getting plays or not, let's do the math.
Metro. You're doing way too much with this beat to be giving it to Nav. Don't get me wrong, I think Metro Boomin and Nav are pretty solid together. Perfect Timing is probably my favourite Nav project, but he really didn't make good use of this beautifully dark and layered instrumental. It's probably my favourite beat from the project, but Nav's rapping stops it from being my favourite song on it. Although Nav is one of the producers on this track, so at least he was involved in some way with the best part of it. The producers here did an excellent job with that low buzzing synth line, the ghostly bell sounds, and the bouncy drums. It's a typically great nocturnal instrumental that you would expect from a track that Metro was involved with. And then the King of Toronto, step aside Mr. Tesfaye, came through and used a single unchanging flow for the entire track. If you can take the very first line in a song and then can rap that line throughout the entire rest of the song and it lines up pretty perfectly, that is how you make a song boring, in my opinion. Just listening to it for this segment of the video, this beat is so good. 15 rest, 20 rest, 30 rest, I got them bands. 15 rest, 20 rest, 30 rest, I got them bands. 15 rest, 20 rest, 30 rest, I got them bands. 15 rest, 20 rest, 30 rest, I got them bands. 15 rest, 20 rest, 30 rest, I got them bands. 15 rest, 20 rest, 30 rest, I got them bands. 15 rest, 20 rest, 30 rest, I got them bands. It lines up with the whole thing. I'm not saying every song ever needs to have more elaborate flows or constant flow switches, but come on Nav, throw one in there just for the fun of it. It certainly would have made this song much better overall. It's Smokepurpp doing his best Travis Scott impression over a beat that could have just went to Travis Scott. Next.
19, pretty young thing from the Midwest. Oh, yes. Got a long week ahead of her. When I call, she get dressed. She does.
Not only is this one of the hardest hitting beats that Hopsin has ever produced, it actually also has one of the best hooks he's ever recorded. If you know Hopsin, you'll know he's been constantly criticised for how his hooks sound, but the one here is actually pretty smooth and catchy.
For that money on the side, there's no surprise. She just trying to get by, oh, I know.
Great beat, great hook, great flows from Hopsin throughout the verses even. So that begs the question, What is it that ruins this song for me? It's the subject matter. The album this song comes from is called No Shame, and Hopsin really wanted to make sure that phrase applied to this album because he shamelessly raps about some pretty awkward stuff here. Happy Ending is a great example I've touched on pretty heavily before, no pun intended, and this one is in the same category as that track. To sum it up quickly, this is an entire song about a 19-year-old girl that this, at the time, 32-year-old man was paying for sex, describing every single explicit detail, highlights being stick a finger in her booty and she like it, I'm diving into her number 1 and her number 2, and I fly her out often like bitch come get this chocolate dick, while also acknowledging that she has a man and Hopsin knows this, so he's actively participating in and enabling cheating, despite being furious at his ex-girlfriend earlier in the album for cheating on him. He even acknowledges in the song that this girl doesn't really want to sleep with him, but she's just doing it out of necessity because she doesn't really have any money of her own. And Hopsin uses this song to celebrate that fact. Can we just ban Hopsin from talking about sex? I don't think it's ever resulted in a good song. I've talked about this song before in my 10 worst Hopsin lyrics video, but I just had to bring it up again here because it fits the topic of rappers ruining great beats so well. I just really wish he used this instrumental with drums that slap this hard to talk about something else, because the way it is, I have to completely tune out what the song is about to be able to enjoy it.
Talk about them in my wrist, fool. You are arrested to it, too. Fuck on that bitch like a shit, so give her bomb dick like a missile. They kick her out like jiu-jitsu.
Let's just be real for a second. If you give your instrumental to Kid Boo, of all people, it automatically becomes a wasted beat. Here he does his best Lil Uzi Vert vocal impression, which sounds nothing like his real voice by the way, while rapping fast about essentially nothing. It also has an awful, awkward Genius Verified interview attached to it.
I don't really take perks, to be honest. Like if my fans are wondering, I don't only like smoke pot.
Few moments later.
What inspired me, my back was hurting. I popped a Percocet, some girl gave me one. So it took about 8 to 10 minutes for us to make Poppa, because I did it all in like a freestyle take.
Yeah, not really surprised about that.
I consider myself born a peasant, but will die a king of many nations.
That's the funniest thing he said in this video. Pretty much all I have to say about that one.
Yeah, when you down bad, you gon' run it up. I don't feel like I can do enough.
I like Lil Skies a lot, man, but sometimes it just really feels like he talks over a beat and calls it a day. I have no problem with the chill vibe a lot of his music has, that's cool, but it's when he turns it all the way down to 0, like he does on here. I remember my first listen to this song, I got so hyped up when I heard that amazing string loop come in during the chorus of this T- produced beat, and it got me thinking, like, what is Lil Skies gonna do with this beat? How is he gonna sound? How is he gonna flow over this? This is the last track on the album, is he gonna close it out with something special? And then Skies started rapping, and all that excitement just deflated like a balloon with a pin stuck inside it.
And then I was reminded that life is full of disappointment.
That production during the hook is so hard. The drums bounce off that elegant but dramatic string loop perfectly, but the energy is just not reflected by the Skies performance. And if that wasn't bad enough, he drops his delivery down even further during the verses to an even more sleepy tone.
I step in this bitch with my crew. You talk shit, get stumped out with a shoe. Give her blue, she ain't getting no clues.
It was a really underwhelming performance to bring the Unbothered album to a close with the lack of life in his voice only being emphasized by the great production T- gave the track.
I really wanna let you know that I really don't give a fuck what nobody say about me.
Tell me why, tell me why. Lil Uzi starts Love Is Rage 2 with a song that takes 1 minute and 17 seconds to actually start. I just want to hear this man flow and sound cool over a beat, but 2 starts with a minute of Lil Uzi talking in auto-tune as the instrumental plays in the background. And it drives me insane. The beat sounds good, Uzi, why don't you just rap? He drones on for so long about other rappers biting him that by the time this song actually starts, I don't care.
Don't care, don't care. Don't care, still don't care. I don't care, I don't. I don't care. What'd you say? I just want to know what you said. What did you say? I don't care.
Maybe I can tolerate it if it's the first time I've listened to this song in a long time, but outside of that, it completely kills the replay value for me. And I'm very particular about how I listen to music, so skipping forward in a song just to get past a part I don't like doesn't feel right to me. So I have to choose between awkwardly losing the flow of the song to skip forward, which I hate doing, or enduring Uzi's ramblings, which I don't like either. And I just don't really have that much time when P's and Q's is a great song that exists with a similar accordion based beat. This could have been like a nice part 2 to P's and Q's with its similar sound, but instead it turns out is a pretty skippable track.
And it's leaking. You're my freak for the weekend. Don't tell nobody, it's a secret.
A lot of Tyga songs could qualify for this video, to be honest, because you're giving your beat to Tyga. But this is one of the most egregious examples out there. Imagine if a beat like this with this glamorous summertime Bay Area feel to it was given to a great rapper or a group of rappers from that region. More specifically, I'm thinking about S.O.B. RBE. That would have slapped in my opinion. They're not together as a group anymore, but they were when this song dropped in 2019, so this beat going towards them instead could have been a thing. Da Boy in particular would have absolutely glided over this beat with his aggressive flow, and Young T.O. would have provided some slick melodies for it. But instead we get Tyga auto-crooning about sex, which just always sounds off-putting to me, partly because of his barely legal relationship with Kylie Jenner years ago. You're gonna work that body and tell nobody, indeed, Tyga. Tyga just manages to make sex sound so unsexy every single time he raps about it. The way he tries so hard to rap intimately into the microphone never fails to give me chills. Mustard, next time you make a beat like this, keep it away from the self-proclaimed clip ripper. So that was a few songs where I personally feel like the rappers wasted the instrumentals they were given. What do you guys think about this little list I have, and are there any, in your opinion, where you think a rapper wasted a great beat? Let me know down in the comments below, and of course I would greatly appreciate you leaving a like if you've stuck through to this point in the video and you enjoyed what you saw. On the screen right now are all my patrons, so thank you so much to all of them for supporting the channel, and a special shout out to my top supporters on there. Those are Caleb Peoples, Tyson, Reagan Burt, I Am Region, and Cyrus Formadoni. Didn't even have to look at my phone to get that one. I know you guys all by name now. And yeah, that's gonna be it for today, guys. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you all in the next one. And this is CDTV Productions, signing out.